Hello guys, so Jerry speaking. Welcome to LJPCBM 1792, and today we're gonna do this quickly here. So today we're back to Very OddGamer episode number 96, which would be about Twisted Metal. See what the episode number we're on? Number Very OddGamer? Yeah, it was 96. Okay. So let's begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's still on the holiday trend. Okay. Did not know what to do next, but whatever. That's just me.
Thank you.
Oh, it's clown face. Okay. Oh, wow, okay. The smell. Talking metal. Heavy metal, dude!
Hello, Internet viewers. I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer. Now, today is a very special day because today I want to go back in time to around, say,
Wait, Christmassy? You were in Christmas again? Oh, wow.
30 years ago with the birth of a new gaming franchise. That, of course, being Twisted Metal. Hello, Internet viewers. I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer. Now, today is a very special day because today I want to go back in time to around, say, 30 years ago with the birth of a new gaming franchise. That, of course, being Twisted Metal. But first, a small backstory.
In 1994, David Jaffe, yeah, remember him from Mickey Mania, was appointed by Sony to head the design for a new 3D game for the company's first home console, the PlayStation. He then teamed with designer Mike Guillem and Sony Santa Monica boss Alan Becker at a meeting in Salt Lake City, Utah, to form a new company called Single Track. When the new game idea was presented to Sony, Jaffe pitched the idea, and I quote, "We had these amazing visions of this Michael Bay or Michael Mann action movie."
Wait. One more right here? Michael Bay, yeah. Who also directed, best known as, these Meatloaf, music videos. I can't remember. Sorry, I misspoke. From Bad Hell to, Back into Hell. For example, I can do anything for love, but I won't do that, and opposites review mirror, repose review opposite. I can't speak today, sorry. But Michael Mann? Okay, continue on.
Going down the 405 freeway in LA with car combat out of Mad Max and a potpourri of explosions.
Wait, Mad Max? It's George Miller who did this. Who else did Bay the Sheep Pig? Continue on. I mean, Happy Feet. Continue on.
LA with car combat out of Mad Max and a potpourri of explosions. Sony gave them the okay, and off they went to make the new game codenamed Firestorm with the original title High Octane, which sounds pretty lame in my opinion. Other title ideas include Urban Assault and Cars and Rockets, before the team finalized the game's title being Twisted Metal. When the game came out on November 5th, 1995, it became a...
Wait. You was born? Okay. I was born in 1995, man. I was only, it was over 30 years old, man. Now, I was months old when this came out, man. Continue on.
Success for both critics and gamers, creating a long-running franchise in the process with numerous sequels, spin-off titles, and even a tie-in TV show on Peacock still running for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Even though I currently own the original PS1 game, I'll be reviewing the game off the PS5. Why, you may ask? Because quality means everything to me, people. But does this game still hold up after 30 years? Well, put on your seatbelts and load your weapons, because we're about to go on the high-octane action that is Twisted Metal.
If you want this remix for you by, along with Chris Kenny, because we talked about this 2 nights ago on his stream, and BBT's 60th anniversary stream, he said this, and I quote, "Twisted Metal is one of his favorite games of all time." And I agree with Remix, because it might be something that Remix and I should do, but this game, this past January, if you had saw my reaction to the post-holiday Quest stream video on LJPCBM, I had a seizure, you know, playing, let's say, Tetris Blast from the for Game Boy, you know. I'm like, oh my god, what happened to me? and I fainted for and collapsed twice. One for the dad, and then the other one is watching a Storytime Bob show live stream, and I didn't feel so well. So, anyway, let's continue on.
The game was made by Sony Computer Entertainment America and Single Track, which also made Warhawks release at the same time. So,
oh wow, okay.
What exactly is Twisted Metal? Thankfully, the game gives us a bit of history about it. On Christmas Eve 20 years ago, the city of Los Angeles...
Wait. I was only, 10! 10 years old, man! Hold on. This is the day before I discovered Apple I got Apple in 2000, in Christmas Day, and believe it or not, folks, I have DirecTV. Continue on.
Hosted the 10th annual Twisted
Metal... Go. I can't hear a thing. Hang on.
Bit of history about it. On Christmas Eve 20 years ago, the city of Los Angeles hosted the 10th annual Twisted Metal competition hosted by a guy named Calypso, who dwelt...
Wait. Hold on. Close caption again? Hang on. Okay, continue on, listen.
Beneath the streets of LA. He promises to grant the winner of the tournament anything he or she desires, regardless of limit, availability, or in some cases, reality. Calypso invites 12 combatants to take part in said competition, ranging from assassins, mercenaries, vigilantes, pro drivers, social misfits, and even joyriders.
Okay, continue.
But before I get to the combatants themselves, let's talk about the different areas of the game. First, we have Arena Duel, in which you fight against one opponent to earn the right to compete in Twisted Metal. Think of it as the preliminary round of the tournament. Use the control stick or pad to move your vehicle depending on your controller, square to gas, X to reverse or perform a light turn while moving, triangle to turbo, L1 and R1 to switch special weapons, L2 to launch a missile or a special weapon, and R2 to shoot automated missiles. You can gain said missiles or vehicle special weapon by driving into these pink things scattered around the arena.
Okay.
Any hit you take can damage your vehicle, and getting your car destroyed, or even falling into a bottomless abyss, cost you one of your lives.
Yeah, duh.
Lose all 3 lives, and it's game over, therefore kissing your desire goodbye. After completing a level, you then get a passcode that you can enter to go back to the last level you died on with all your lives restored. Now onto the other levels of the tournament. After Arena Duel, we have Warehouse District Warfare, in which you battle between 3 randomized opponents. And it's here where you first run through these electrical circuits that can refill your health meter. Then we have the Freeway Free-For-All, where you battle against 5 more randomized opponents. Up next, we have the River Park Rumble. Hey look, a Christmas tree!
Hey look, a Christmas tree! Oh man. See here? Right here? Okay, let's continue on.
Well, it is a Christmas game after all. But anyway, you have to destroy 6 more opponents. Then we have the suburb level, Assault on Suburbia. It may look nice, but it's said to be the bloodiest battle of the tournament by far. And finally we have Rooftop Combat, where you have to demolish the last 3 surviving opponents. However,
it's not over yet.
You now have to endure the final battle against Minion, the winner of last year's Twisted Metal tournament. And by the way, we have no idea what Minion's wish was. Maybe you could have wished to be in a better movie franchise.
Despicable Me? Yeah, I haven't seen those movies yet. Sorry. Yeah.
But anyway, Minion is probably the toughest opponent to ever take part in this contest. It's packed with every type of weapon imaginable, with missiles, special weapons, the whole works. All you have to do is have Hellbreak loose and use every single opponent you can at Minion. Eventually, you're able to defeat Minion and can now drive to Calypso to claim your prize. I should mention that there's a secret level in the game called the Fight for Your Life, which can only be accessed by entering a certain passcode. All you have to do is defeat 5 opponents in the Arena Duel level.
And here's the reason why I saved the combatants for last. Each of the 12 competitors have different weapons as well as a different desire. So therefore, each character has a different ending.
First up, we have Sweet Tooth, which would end up being the trademark vehicle of the franchise. The driver in question is Niels Kane, a psychotic clown who escaped from an LA mental hospital 5 years prior to the events of the game. His special weapon is a flaming projectile called a napalm cone that comes in vanilla and chocolate. I mean, it is an ice cream truck that he stole as he competes in hopes to find his best friend.
Chocolate. You made me hungry there, Lucas. Continue on.
Which ends up being a crumpled up paper bag called Crazy Harold the Wacky Lunch Sack, according to his story ending. Next we have Yellow Jacket, driven by a cab driver named Charlie Kane from the Big Apple, who loads his cab with flaming Molotov cocktails. Why is he competing in the tournament, you may ask? It turns out that he wants to know about his son, who had disappeared as a young man 20 years prior to the events of the game. After winning the tournament, Yellow Jacket finds out that his son was actually the driver of Sweet Tooth, who you killed during the tournament.
Oh, wow. Just wow. Continue.
Do you feel guilty knowing that your son died because of what you did? Moving on, we have Darkseid, a heavily armored big rig.
Ooh! Bigger truck this time. I see what's going there.
It is very slow. But hey, at least it has Whitefire Death Blast stolen from the depths of hell. It's driven by Mr. Ash, who competes in the tournament, hopes to retrieve an item so powerful that it could destroy the world. By winning the tournament, Mr. Ash takes Black away from Calypso, claiming that Calypso used Black to gather up the prizes needed for the contest. Then we have Outlaw, armed with a multi-directional taser driven by Sergeant Carl Roberts, a good cop turned mad. And by the way, the taser's a good way to stun your opponents. Outlaw decided to enter the contest in hopes of making Calypso pull the plug on any future Twisted Metal tournaments and therefore making the streets safe. However, Outlaw will only come back if he's being lied to. Yeah. But by winning the tournament, it turns out that Calypso did in fact trick you by getting jettisoned from space!
Oh my god! Yeah, sorry, I didn't know my ears are bothering me, but this, oh my god. It's like, get it, but in space! Oh, it makes sense. So, yeah, Bob, if Bob Show sees that, and it's like, it'll be like, in space! But anyway, let's continue on. Anyway.
Being left there for all eternity. Next is a lowrider 64 Impala.
Ooh, a pink version of cars. Okay. And is that some dude over there? Yeah. He kind of reminds me of Bernie Mac to me. Continue on.
Ace. Being left there for all eternity. Next is a lowrider 64 Impala called Thumper, armed with an insane flamethrower. The driver in question is Bruce, who's been trying to save his neighborhood, his family, and himself.
I'm confused about these names. Sorry, continue on.
The driver in question is Bruce, who's been trying to save his neighborhood, his family, and himself from the constant game battles of urban LA. He believes that taking part in the contest is his last shot at taking his neighborhood out of the war zone. Bruce wants all the fighting and violence to stop as his wish for winning the tournament. On to the next combatant, Crimson Fury. Well, it is the fastest wish for winning the tournament. On to the next combatant.
This dude kind of reminds me of, if you're talking about one of my co-workers from Aqua, I mean, mixed between that and the late Vin Diesel. That's what he looks like to me. Continue on.
Crimson Fury. Well, it is the fastest car in the game.
Did Vin Diesel still... Oh, hang on. Oh, man. No, yeah, I was wrong. He's still alive. Yeah, I was wrong. Continue on.
I felt that the overall handling of this vehicle is extremely sensitive. However, it does come with a Crimson Blade, which is a thin red armor melting laser. It's driven by Agent Stone. No.
Huh?
Not that Agent Stone. He was hired by an underground freedom organization and hopes to use his desired prize to claim an item that could potentially obliterate the world. Which, according to the game, is an iron box with a message telling Stone that the commander in an army vehicle died while trying to prevent Stone from retrieving said box. Then we have Pit Viper, probably one of the shortest
vehicles
in the game, heavily armed with Nickelodeon slime. It's driven by...
Nickelodeon slime, as in Nickelodeon, like, Nickelodeon! Anyway, continue on.
Probably one of the shortest vehicles in the game, heavily armed with Nickelodeon slime. It's driven by Angela Fortin, who competes in the tournament in hopes of winning a cash prize of $1 million.
If you watch this Eric Lima from Eric Lima Shenanigans, not say something for you, buddy. Said, right. Continue on. Anyway.
Ultimately, she does win the cash prize. However, it's revealed that Angela's real name is not Angela, but rather Agent Amanda X, a freelance assassin hired by the people of LA to take out Calypso and end his brutal contest for good. Now on to my favorite vehicle in the game, Warthog.
Ooh, Timon and Pumba! Oh! What is that? Warthog? Okay.
Good. Now on to my favorite vehicle in the game, Warthog. Ugh, no. Not that Warthog.
Yeah. Yeah. Dummy!
This Warthog.
Thank
An
you.
army vehicle that can nail enemies with not one, not two, but 3 homing missiles all at once. And yeah, I know you can get homing missiles in the game, but nothing compares to shooting 3 homing missiles at once. And the handling is just perfect for me. It's driven by Commander Mason, who hopes that Calypso can help him retrieve an
I'm sorry. I can't say anything I was trying to say, but if you can't to see, ask people to see what was my map come out, man. I said make it Georgia, my home state, you know. But no, it's a little different. Commander Mason, but it's a little different. No, maybe Warthog is more like Warthog the animal. The point of the talks. I'll show you what I mean. And not this truck you're referring to. It's so huge. I'm not going to provide that. Warthog. That is a Warthog. See here in the picture. So that's what I'm referring to in this picture. See here. In Africa, you go at GFI website. This is what I'm referring to. So yeah, this is a wild animal. See here. According to the Chinese, so 2019 marks the year of the pig. Okay, so what better to celebrate it with taking a look at Africa's own wild pig, the Warthog. It's so adorable. I love such very much. To avoid any confusion, there's already every species of pig in Africa. So there's a Russian wild pig, sus Swabia, found in North Africa, as well as a bush pig, Polymarchix that, which is quite common in East and Southern Africa. Okay? Now, as interesting those are, the Warthog is just as fascinating, and here we get to find out a bit more about this wild member of the pig family with the following chart facts. Okay? Now, here are some examples. The 2 species of Warthog. There are 2 species of Warthogs. Color Warthog, part of Afghanistan, that we have been 4 subspecies, and there are the Desert Warthog, I was pronounced it, sorry. There are 2 subspecies from that. One of which went from extinct in the 1870s. The common Warthog have the wildest distribution of Africa, whereas the Desert Warthog found in Amphibia, pronounced it, sorry, Kenya and Somalia. The common Warthog is found in much of Africa, below the Sahara Desert. There are Amphibia in East Africa and Southern Africa, with a favorite habitat tax being grassland, savanna, and woodlands. Anyway, the name Warthog comes from their large warlike Prodorus found on his face. Technically, there are now not warts from that, but rather they are made of bone and cartilage from that. The male boar has 2 pairs of these warts. The female cell 1 pair from that. Warthogs have lived in dominant burrows, so they are dug out by other animals, such as aardvarks or porcupines. Now, these burrows are used for a number of reasons, such as for sleeping, where they raise their young in a safe place to escape from predators. In order to ensure that their safety and when protecting themselves from pursuing predators, they will slide into a bow backwards, tail fit first, so that they can use their farnight attacks to defend themselves against unwanted gas. Which is, I love pigs very much, don't worry, you get me wrong, but this is more embarrassing Warthogs. Anyway, when starting and threatened, Warthogs will be surprisingly fast, running the speeds up to 50 kilometers per hour. Okay? So, I'm gonna scroll down some more and see what it looks like. Oh, this is an adorable pig. See here. Now, you can notice that their face is quite wild and fast. Okay, flat. Something like that. This is adorable pig. Anyway. With a large snout and four unprecedented tongues. Something like that. Anyway. Their eyes sit high on their head so that they can spot predators. Something like that. Even while grazing, while their eyesight may be quite poor, they have an excellent sense of smell and they are able to sniff out food and distant predators. The hair is also quite key. Warhogs also have specially adaptive potato pads on their wrists that allow them to kneel down and feed. Thanks to short necks and really long legs. So adorable. But anyway, it is far easier for them to kneel while grazing it than it will be for other grazers. Their tongues are used mainly for self-defense like that, and when males battling out for breeding nut rights. Okay, now scrolling down some more and seeing what it is. Quite often when you see a warthog in the wild, will either be running away from its tail straight up or grazing. Warthogs are spent most of this time grazing for food, with grass in the stable and the diet. However, they are herbivorous, meaning they eat both plants and small animals. When they're given the opportunity, the diets can be quite adaptive depending on the availability of resources like that. Anyway, usually you can see them eating grass and using their snout, and sometimes tongues. Anyway, to dig up bulbs and roots, something like that. Other common food items include eggs, corn, fruit, berries, insects, and mushrooms. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up the warthog thing before we continue on. But female warthogs are special creatures. I love that; it's adorable. But and lives in actual groups called sounders, and with one or two adult females when they're young. Wow, okay. Sounders could apply home and range, but are not terrible from that. Anyway, these growls can get quite noisy as warthogs love to communicate with each other, using a range of vocals for grunts and snorts to squeals and growls. Young males usually form moves bachelor groups, but when reaching adulthood, they will go over their separate ways in the lead of surgery life. Okay, now female warthogs will have an average of 4 piglets. Okay, after about 5 or 6 month gestation period, being very protective mothers. The females will leave the sounder to give birth in separate burial. After about 10 days, they will be allowed to leave the burrow to start exploring the rest of the sounder. The mother will lead them at 3 months, usually about 2 or 4 piglets will survive to adulthood. And mothers will have lost their own mother and be sort of nursing for foster piglets. Fathers or sucking. But anyway. Oh, this is more disgusting. But anyway, even though warthogs are not considered endangered, which I talked about this in my reaction video to, in this case, endangered species for animals, wild animals and other things, they are still threatened to poultry as they're hunted the ivory, tugs, and meats like that. Warthogs can also be a problem for farmers. Well, that is a huge excuse. It's better for eating their crops and because they're carry diseases such as swine fever. It can be passed onto domestic animals. So far often per se warthogs. Warthogs are like other pig out there, which I love pigs very much, but to roll in the mud. They do this for very important reasons. To protect them from the harsh rays of the African sun and against insect bites. Wow. Rolling in the mud provides a layer of natural sunscreen that helps cool them down. Now, one last thing, and that's And this is the last picture we're going to show you, and then we'll continue on. And that's it. Let's continue on. Well, I'm sorry to be off topic here, but let's continue on.
And that can potentially destroy the world.
Oh,
As it
okay.
turns out, it's the Iron Box, probably the same one that Agent Stone was going after.
What's that?
As it turns out, it's the Iron Box, probably the same one that Agent Stone was going after, containing evidence that a UFO shot down an airliner, proving that they are not alone.
Wow.
Up next we have Mr. Grimm. It's a fast, highly
Wow, okay.
maneuverable chopper armed with a death spawn from the other side. As for the rider, the identity is unknown, but the game describes said
Oh my god, yeah.
rider as a collector on the hunt for the one item that has eluded him for years. Plot twist, it's revealed
Oh my god, I hate Pokemon. Don't get me started on that. Jesus.
that Calypso is Mr. Grimm's prize, or rather Calypso's soul. So yeah, Mr. Grimm's driver happens to be the Grim Reaper.
Okay.
Spectre, a classic 65 rider, is another fast vehicle with somewhat sensitive controls. Its special weapon is a homing phantom burst missile that can pass through walls and floors. Yeah, like a ghost. It's driven by a spirit named Scott Campbell, not to be confused with the game's developer of the same name.
Okay, good enough.
He hopes that winning the contest will bring him back from the dead. 5 years prior, Campbell was stabbed by a local circus by a maniac serial killer, and his spirit has been wandering the earth hoping to find a way to come back to life. Coming up in battle, we have Hammerhead, a
Wait, what was that?
monster truck with the power to crush its enemies with its giant treads of death. Coming to you live this Sunday. Turns out it was stolen by 2 high school dropouts named Mike and Dave.
Huh. Yeah, I was a college dropout, but high school? Nah, I graduated from high school in 2013, so don't blame them. Continue on.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, Bobsy from in the Bob's review of Cool Cat Saves the Kids, but Bobsy and other things, what could possibly go wrong? But let's continue on.
Well, the ending is probably the most confusing out of all of them. By winning the Twisted Metal competition, they wished for new treads for their monster truck because, quote, treads ain't cheap for a rig like this, unquote. Kinda wish we had that in big rigs. Or better yet,
Yeah, I saw the Big Raid's AVGM review, but that never happened. Continue on.
Mike and Dave should have wished for something better. Seriously, new treads?
You could have asked for anything.
Duh.
Still, you're the winner.
And lastly, we have Roadkill, which clearly didn't come from Mad Max, right?
Yeah, the Mad Max movies from the 1970s and 80s until 2010s, 2020s, because George Miller did. He directed Babe, Pig in the City. I talk about this in boring jokes with Babe and Babe, Pig in the City, but nonetheless, I haven't done boring jokes from Happy Feet 1 and 2 yet. In the Mad Max movies, I'll talk more about it, but that's just me. Continue on.
Anyway, it shoots a giant metal dagger at 100 miles per hour and destroys whatever it hits first. It's driven by Captain Spears, a veteran that fought in the jungle wars of South America.
Who? Captain Spears, okay. Yeah, it's more like Sears. Continue on. Anyway.
Whatever it hits first. It's driven by Captain Spears, a veteran that fought in the jungle wars of South America.
What did he say? It's because John Walker, South America. America. Okay. Okay, whatever. Continue on.
What?
Okay.
South America!
Oh, okay. That's good. Okay, that's
Spears
fine.
lost his platoon by means of an enemy trap in hopes that winning the tournament can help him recreate the past and hopefully get another chance to save his troops.
Okay.
However, Calypso does warn Spears about the danger of changing past events, which could potentially lead to a paradox.
Okay.
Either way, Spears refuses to listen and goes back in time anyway. But it turns out that Spears should have listened to Calypso because just before he could reach his platoon, he gets shot at point range by an enemy soldier, killing Spears instantly. Then the next day, present time, 2 high school
Oh man, here we go.
kids, presumably the Hammerhead drivers, find Roadkill, steal it, and vow to enter next year's contest using Roadkill.
Oh jeez, here we go.
I mean, to be fair, Roadkill is a better vehicle than Hammerhead.
But here's a little fun tidbit about the game. The game originally had endings that were shot and edited as FMV cutscenes.
Wow.
Yes, before it had scrolling text to describe each ending, the original endings were shot in live action. While some of the original endings were similar, if not exactly like the endings from the final version of the game, The other lost endings were completely rewritten from the ground up. But for
Yeah.
numerous and most likely obvious reasons, those endings were cut from the game.
Yeah, I see.
First off, the original endings mentioned the original title of the game being High Octane.
Oh my god, the bikinis! Jeez, help me out here.
And
Continue.
before I mentioned in the comments, why couldn't you just redub the audio and have them say the right title?
Well, I don't want to ask. Sorry, continue.
There are other reasons why these endings were cut. For starters, they're cheesy as all get out, the overall production quality is terrible, and of course, yeah, I'll leave it at that. So why were they made, you may ask? Well, according to David Jaffe, he used these endings as a way to step his foot into filmmaking. Funny enough, Hideo Kojima did something similar years prior to this game. Luckily, there is a way you can watch the lost endings besides looking them up online. If you have the PS2 edition of Twisted Metal Head On, also known as the Extra Twisted Edition, then you can watch the endings from there. There's much more about the lost endings to talk about, but that's for another time.
Which I'll talk about in the upcoming reaction video of LJPCBM. So let's continue on.
And with that, I finally talked about every character's vehicle and backstory. But there's one more thing I'd like to talk about, and that's the game's multiplayer. And considering this is a game that involves driving vehicles, I know just the person to ask for this occasion.
Meanwhile,
Oh my god, here we go!
what? Is he seriously doing this again?
Why, hello there, Seth.
Lucas, what are you doing here?
Well, I just so happen to be reviewing Twisted Metal, but I need another player for the game's multiplayer. So you think you can join me for that?
Can't you ask OddGamer to join you? I'm kinda in the middle of something here.
That's a good...
Oh, I see. You're busy. Okay. No problem.
point. Hey, Hux,
Yeah, Gamer?
would you be willing to play some Twisted Metal with me?
I wish I could, Gamer, but I am running late on an appointment right now. I need to get going. But good luck with the game, though. Later, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's unfortunate.
What?
Well, Seth, can you please help me talk about the game's multiplayer?
Alright, sure.
From?
If you don't fall off the roof first.
Oh, I'm sure it won't happen. Anyway, on the multiplayer.
Yeah, that's fine.
The game's multiplayer is interesting because the game doesn't really end when you finish a round. It instead restarts every time you finish a round, so you have to exit the game from the pause screen if you want to change vehicles or maps. With that being said, you are free to select any unlocked map or vehicle while on multiplayer.
Before we started playing, though, I decided to change the controls for me because, I'm sorry, but having the gas on the square button just feels wrong to me. I always need it on either the X button or the R2 button.
But even then, we've had some close matches while playing as well. There are a lot of times when I would win, and also a lot of times when he would win.
So, Lucas, how about those rooftops?
Don't remind me. I mean, yeah, we had an equal amount of wins, but I always keep losing for the dumbest reason.
Oh, you mean this?
Wow. Okay. Oh. Okay. Nobody's already. Okay. Seriously. Goofy? Is that? Oh my God. Mickey's once upon, twice upon. Oh, excuse me. Mickey's once upon Christmas. Anyway, continue on.
Would you fall off the roof?
I didn't fall off the roof.
Wow. Was Bill Farmer? This is for you. Continue
That
on.
happens hard, alright?
I know. Though, ironically, I kept using Crimson Fury, which, need I remind you, is one of the hardest vehicles to control. But I didn't fall off a single time, despite it almost happening at one point.
Okay, just out of curiosity, how many driving games have you played?
Let's see. Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, Forza, Mario Kart, Sonic Racing, Ridge Racer, Motorstorm, Split Second, Burnout, Outrun, Crazy Taxi,
Okay, I
USA.
get it.
Yeah! Thank you! I don't know how to count! It's a lot of favorites!
I can see that you're well versed in that genre.
Indeed I am. Now, if you excuse me.
Thank you.
Well, that was certainly fun. So, what did I think of the original Twisted Metal? It's alright.
I mean, it hasn't aged well, but it did lay out a good starting point to what would potentially be a long-running franchise. For an early PS1 game, it looks pretty good. Though nowadays we're probably spoiled by the likes of some of the later Twisted Metal games, as well as a few games that would later be inspired by Twisted Metal. As for the overall gameplay, it's sort of hit and miss. While some of the vehicles move pretty fast, the way these vehicles are handled are very sensitive. As I mentioned before, Warthog is my preferred vehicle for this game. It's handled perfectly, it looks really cool, and I really love using the vehicle's special weapon whenever I get a hold of it. And the music is pretty good as well. But the only track I remember the most is the main menu theme, which is also used in the Freeway Free-for-All stage. Overall, Twisted Metal is an okay game. It's not perfect by all means, but it definitely laid the foundation to a memorable franchise that involves vehicular violence. If you haven't played this game yet, then I suggest you do. It's definitely one of the many games to put the original PlayStation console on the map. Give it a try when you get a chance.
Okay.
Huh.
Got a notification.
Looks like I get to meet up with the creator of Twisted Mania for my prize. Anyway, I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer, and I wish you a good luck the rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Take care, everyone.
Pete. What's going on?
Ooh, looks like he's finally here.
There we go. Wow. What is going on? What is going on?
Congratulations, gamer. You have won my contest, and now you stand before me. Let's see. According to my paper here, you wish to make an amateur edition of a video game or anything based on the Twisted Metal franchise. Am I reading that right?
Well, yes, Pete, but I thought you...
No buts. You said it right here. Therefore... Alakazam!
Just don't do like you did last time.
Yeah, thank you! Thank you!
There you go. Your wish has been granted.
This isn't really what I had in mind.
What'd you expect? I can't give you everything for the franchise. That's something you have to do yourself.
Well, that seems fair.
Off you go now. Hope to see you in the next tournament. Maybe with a better wish.
I heard that!
Oh.
Thank you! Thank you!
What? Anyway, I am Pete, and I thank you for watching this video on Twisted Metal.
What?
Greetings, fellow viewers. It's Pete again. If you want to take part in next year's Twisted Media tournament, then please support this channel whether on Patreon or YouTube. And so far we have Luke Jeffers, School Tentacles 1997, Scott the Hedgehog, Johnny Gallagher, and Big Money 2112. Good luck taking part in my special tournament!
Oh my god, Pete. Yeah, thank you for allowing me to be part of this whole phrase, please. You gotta make me do something, Pete! That was Very Odd Gamer, episode 96, Twisted Metal. And oh my god, yeah, that tournament thing, yeah. Yeah, good luck with that, but, you know, if I would have to do this tournament thing, what happened to Marcio? I want to get that made to happen, you know? I thought we were going to do the 100th episode celebration of Very Odd Gamer. Where did that happen, you know? So, anyway, I don't know what to expect next for Very Odd Gamer, and God rest God Move's soul, you know? He was no longer with us, so there you go. But anyway, that was LJPCBM 92. Hope you enjoyed. So it's gonna be a brand new episode of LJPCBM 93. For real this time, it's gonna be, I hope to say, 4 remix Plum videos for you guys to enjoy, followed by a Billy Movie video that he requested me on Bob Barker's 98th birthday special. And but coming up next, there will be a dinner time episode to celebrate my 19th anniversary of LJPCBM Club on dinner time on Domino's Pizza. And then we're gonna do a bedtime stories episode on Luke's Big Day Out, celebrating the big milestone for celebrating the big anniversary of LJPCBM Club. So it's to be my 5th grade class assignment book, Luke's Big Day. Anyway. Now, my excuse me, we're gonna watch a LJP special event on my special event on my 19th anniversary edition of LJPCBM Club, and I get ready for 2 projects for you guys. 2x top, suggested by baby, Women and Susan out. See ya.
Given unto me this life I'll never take for granted, and given all the time I failed to really understand it, I never sought to meet the maker of reality, the one who gave the life that which is always happening, but I tried all the time. I ask, why me? Why was I the one to see things as I do under the moonlight and the sun? Perception is the question, and the giver holds the key.